Welcome, enchanting students, to the 12 Moon Study Group. We are now entering the Bronze Age, 3000 to 1200 BC, where we witness the development of early writing systems, the establishment of trade networks, and the flourishing of art and craftsmanship. During this time, there are an increased number of archaeological finds that suggest the presence of witchcraft and magical practices. This is because the Bronze Age had advancements in metallurgy, allowing for the creation of more durable and intricate objects, including artifacts related to witchcraft. Suma, the land of cuneiform tablets and magical incantations, the ancient civilization of Suma in Mesopotamia, left behind a treasure trove of written records and artifacts that shed light on their magical and witchcraft practices. Cuneiform tablets contain references to incantations, rituals, and spells used for protection, healing, and divination. The Sumerians knew a thing or two about fashioning amulets and figurines with protective powers. Forget about your designer labels. These magical trinkets were the must-have accessories of the time. These objects were believed to possess magical properties and were used for personal protection, fertility, and warding off evil spirits. The ancient Mesopotamians believed in the power of magic to defend themselves against demons, ghosts, and evil sorcerers. They performed the rituals openly, sometimes in front of an audience, and recited incantations to counteract evil omens and protect themselves from harm, to break the power of sorcerers and free themselves from their influence. The Mesopotamians also used magic for purification and reconciliation purposes. Rituals such as the burning and the seppuku were performed to cleanse themselves of sins committed unknowingly and restore love and harmony in relationships. Let's soar down the Nile to explore the magical practices of ancient Egypt. In the land of pyramids and pharaohs, magic played a significant role in ancient Egyptian culture, as evidenced by the collection of texts such as the Book of the Dead. Ancient Egyptian rituals, such as the opening of the mouth ceremony, involved magical elements aimed at giving the deceased abilities and senses in the afterlife. The Egyptians believed in the power of names and words in their rituals to control the forces of the universe, believing that knowing and speaking these names granted power and control. Spells mentioned in their text were aimed at protecting individuals from witchcraft and influencing the world around them. Hold on tight as we speed into 1200 BC, the Iron Age, and witness the evolution of witchcraft across different cultures. With the development of more settled societies, there was a shift from earlier pagan and animistic beliefs to the emergence of organized religions. However, the beliefs and practices of traditional pagan religions mostly continue to thrive alongside organized religions. Celtic and Druidic cultures embrace witchcraft and paganism as integral aspects of their religious and spiritual practices. The Celtic shamans, known as cunning folk, possess magical knowledge and skills. They were believed to have the power to heal illnesses, protect against evil, and influence events through their magical practices. Folklore and mythology from Celtic cultures contain tales of witches and magicians with extraordinary powers. The Mabinogion, a medieval collection of old Welsh tales, features characters like Ceridwen, a powerful enchantress associated with transformative magic and potions. Ceridwen is also regarded by many modern pagans as the Celtic goddess of rebirth, transformation, and inspiration. The Druids, on the other hand, were the priestly class in Celtic society and acted as spiritual leaders and practitioners of witchcraft. Nordic cultures during the Viking Age practiced witchcraft and paganism with powerful practitioners known as seidr-workers or volvas. These individuals, often women, practice seidr, a form of sorcery and divination. They possess the ability to communicate with spirits, manipulate fate, and shape the outcome of battles and events. The Norse concept of seidr is closely related to witchcraft and magic. Seidr encompassed a range of practices, including divination, transwork, and spellcasting. It was associated with the goddess Freyja and was believed to grant practitioners insight into the hidden realms and the ability to shape reality. The Icelandic sagas, which are literary works from the Viking Age, contain accounts of sorcery, curses, and shapeshifting. One notable example is the story of Gunnlaugs Wormtail, which involves a curse cast by a woman skilled in magic, leading to tragic consequences. Archaeological findings, such as the Usberg ship burial in Norway, provide evidence of the presence of pagan religious artifacts and practices. The burial contained various items associated with Norse paganism, including statues of gods, ritualistic objects, and charms, suggesting the significance of magic in their spiritual beliefs. The practice of galdr, a form of incantation or chanting, was an integral part of Norse magic. Galdr was used for various purposes such as healing, protection, and influencing the outcome of events. It involved the recitation of specific words and sounds believed to possess inherent magical powers. In the icy lands of Siberia, the shamans took center stage, acting as spiritual leaders and intermediaries between the human and spirit realms. They performed rituals that involved drums, animal spirits, and mind-altering plants. Petroglyphs depict intricate scenes of shamanic rituals, including the use of drums, animal spirits, mind-altering plants, and sacred symbols. Archaeological findings, like the burial sites in Siberia, have revealed the presence of ritualistic objects associated with shamanic practices, such as elaborately decorated drums, ceremonial masks, and ornate clothing, indicating the importance of these practices in their spiritual beliefs. The shamans during the Shang dynasty in ancient China were known as Wu and practiced, Wuism, a form of witchcraft and divination. Oracle bones inscriptions reveal early forms of witchcraft and divination. By interpreting these inscriptions, which were carved on animal bones or turtle shells, shamans communicated with spirits and predicted the future. They also worshipped their ancestors and nature spirits, which played a significant role in their spirituality. Rituals involved offering sacrifices to ancestral spirits and deities to ensure their favor and protection. The San people of southern Africa, also known as Bushmen or Basarwa, have a long history of various practices, including healing, divination, and the use of supernatural powers to interact with the spirit world. Sanrock art showcases their shamanic rituals and religious significance. It depicts geometric shapes and the 3 stages of trance experienced by shamans. The Kingdom of Kush in northeastern Africa had a religion influenced by neighboring Egyptians. They worshipped gods like Emun, Khonsu, Thoth, Isis, and Hathor, and practiced rituals involving offerings and pilgrimages to sacred sites. The Kushites also had their own unique deities that were not influenced by the Egyptians. Kushites believed in the importance of the afterlife, just like the Egyptians. They built large temples dedicated to their gods, and the rulers and elite were buried in pyramids with special chambers adorned with paintings of the afterlife. One of the important gods in Kushite religion was Apenemak, who was depicted as a lion-headed deity. He was associated with victory and fertility, and his temples were found in several towns in the southern part of Kush. In recent years, there has been a resurgence of interest in ancient witchcraft practices. People are reconnecting with the wisdom of their ancestors, incorporating ancient rituals into their daily lives. The ancients taught us valuable lessons about our connection with nature, the power of rituals, and the wonders of the mystical realm. They remind us to embrace the unknown, celebrate the magic within us, and always keep a sense of wonder in our hearts. And there you have it, a mesmerizing journey through the earliest recorded instances of witchcraft in human history. We travel through time from Stonehenge to Siberia, unraveling the secrets of ancient magical practices. From Paleolithic shamans to Neolithic agricultural rituals, our ancestors left behind a legacy of enchantment and wonder. Remember, the roots of our magical practices run deep, intertwining with the beliefs, rituals, and cultures of our ancestors.